I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say.
And then you play the horse today. How's it going today, Terry?
Going good. How are you doing?
It's my favorite commercial of the weekday.
It is. It's hump day.
Hump day. What? Come on, Terry. What day is it? Come on, Terry. What day is it?
It's hump day.
Yes, indeed. That's best commercial ever from Geico. So easy a caveman can do it. Kind of like handicapping sometimes, Terry.
That's
so easy
right.
you and I can do it. So that just proves cavemen can indeed do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch our horse center last night?
I did, and as always, she was really good. She's so honest and forthcoming. She doesn't pull any punches. She tells it how she feels, and I really like her interviews. So.
What's happening, Charles? How are you doing today? Jared's got his Tampa Bay Downs. He's ready to roll today on 3:30. Tampa Bay Downs picks. Nice hits yesterday. We had some good hits yesterday at where do we play yesterday? Terry Parks.
Parks, yeah.
Yes, I think Chantel was saying that she was boxing with Aaron
Greider.
Greider, yes. Aaron Greider's daughter got hit in the head. And I got a little fired up this morning. I feel like I might have got hit in the head a little bit because I can't remember what I want to say from time to time. But what I do want to say is that, yesterday we had some good hits. Terry had to box it up across the board. He hit all four picks. Terry had the 50-cent he had the $1 exacta box, the 50-cent trifecta box, and the 10-cent superfecta box. How do those things pay?
Let's see. I'm not sure. Paid pretty good. Do you have the information?
I don't have it either. I just figured I'd toss it at you. All right. But anyway, and then I had the exact and the trifecta, and those two combined probably for about $125, something like that for the 50 cents and the $1. Just missed the superfecta. My fourth selection there, or fourth horse, finished fifth instead of fourth.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I had two other races where I had all four horses that finished in the money.
Yeah, I think I had 3 or 4 superfectas yesterday in all my picks. Yeah, it was a good day for us, right?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. All right, so the exacta paid 110 and the trifecta paid 300. I'll take that. We're hoping for that today. I got to say, we're going to do Tampa Bay Downs today, and Jared has already got his picks up there. So here are Jared's Tampa Bay Down picks for today. I have to say, Terry, that Tampa Bay Downs hasn't always been my best track. I don't know how it's been for you.
For me, it's in and out. Some days I do really well, and then there's other days I don't seem to be able to win anything. So,
well, considering my track record today, I'm just gonna get it out of the way up front. I took a lot of chances today, Terry, in my selections where I'm hoping I'm either gonna get paid or get smashed. I'm gonna be like Aaron Greider's daughter to Chantel Sutherland. I'm gonna get hit in the mouth. So we'll see which one it is today.
Yep.
Hopefully it's hopefully I don't get hit in the mouth. Hopefully we get paid. So race number 1. So right out of the box, Charles says we're missing the 5 in the first race at Tampa. And I guess we're missing the 5 in the first race at Tampa too, Terry. So maybe we're all in trouble to get started. Like I said, this track for me is a little bit different, right? Speed on the lead today at Tampa. Well, it could well be indeed. So the first race is a mile and a 16th, claiming $5,000, non-winners of 2 races since September 30th. Terry, mile and a 16th on that Tampa sand. It's not dirt. Everyone keeps telling us it's a sandy track. 47 races, 28 have won by speed, and that would fit Charles's 5-horse for sure. 11 have gone wire to wire. Post position, well, you have the rail, and 4 through 7 outperform 2 and 3. And if you catch an 8, which we're not going to worry about here today, then you have a 0 wins. So fire away, Terry. Get us started on this day where neither one of us had the 5. But to be fair, the 5-horse would have been my next pick instead of the 1.
Yeah, so was mine. The 5 was my.
But there's only 5 horses in the field.
That's right. That's why he's my 5th pick.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I like as a first pick number 3. It's Fate. It finished 3rd versus similar in the last race and has decent workouts. And then I like number 2, 70-70 Cat. Finished 4th, beaten 2 lengths versus Tougher in his last start. and received the highest last speed rating. And he has a highest speed figure at today's distance, and he drops in class today. And then number 6, Whistle Me Home. He had a lot of trouble in his last race. He was bumping with a foe at the break and came 5-6 wide into the stretch. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best speed is dirt speed is fastest among today's starter. And then number 1, Macho Real, won his last race at Tampa Bay Downs and has a trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days who have been perfect. 2 out of 2 starts.
All right, Terry. Well, neither one of us have the 5, right? So this is going to be interesting to see how that plays out, if we're going to be all right or not all right today, right, Terry? So,
yep.
All right, hold on a second. So Charles asks, what does the Tampa Bay Tide look like? So let's see. Today is the 30th high tide. So if I remember correctly, was it when the tide is out there faster? Yes. So in that first race, the tide is going to be high, which could mean it doesn't hold up for close. I mean, it doesn't hold up for speed because Skylar told us that when the tide is low, the races are fast, if I remember correctly. Hopefully I remember correctly. When the tide is high, the races are on the slow side. All right, for me, Terry, race number 1, the mile and a 16th. I know Charles is pointing to that 5, but I don't really see a true front runner in here. There are a couple that usually ride shotgun and press, and 4 that prefer to be more towards the back to get their W's. Though I do got to agree with Charles. I do think speed's likely to hold, but I have the 6 horse out there as that horse that has a little bit of giddy up and go. Dropping in class for a second start off a layoff, bullet work between races, and has the ability to get up front. Number 2, 70-70 Cat, has the strongest late pace numbers in the field in case that high tide does mean you got to go a little bit slow, and this will be the one that'll do it. It's Fate. It's a mid-pack type that significantly improved his late run last out. Very consistent performer. You know what, Terry? What the hell, right? This is a live show. I get to do whatever I want, so I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put the 5 in there instead. That way, if the 5 wins, I can say, hey, look at my idea.
All right. Sounds good to me.
But you know what's going to win right now, right, Terry?
Number 1.
Number 1, yeah. That's the way that goes. But the last time we made a change on the fly, that worked out all right for us. I think you ended up winning something, right?
I did, yeah.
All right. Race number 2 on the day. Hold on a second. See, cash it. I'll take a shot on the 3 horse in the first race. Coming back battle looks prime. I like the 3 horse too, but not my first pick. It was my third pick. All right, race number 2, 7 furlongs, maiden claiming $16,000 is a purse of $17,000. The profile of a 7 furlong winner at Tampa Bay, 96 races, 59 of which were won by speed. 27 of those 96 managed to go wire to wire. There is a rail edge. And if you catch 2 through 7, it's a little bit better than number 8. You do have the rail in your picks, Terry, just not at the top.
That's right. So anyway, I like the number 3 as my first pick, the Skipster. He finished 4th in his last race on the turf and should improve while returning to the dirt. And he can improve because of the shorter distance. Then number 4 is my second pick, El Guapo. Finished 2nd in the last race.
You know what El Guapo is, Terry?
Yeah, the boss? I don't know.
The handsome guy.
Oh, handsome guy. Okay.
So maybe I should change my name to El Guapo instead of Rich.
I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, he finished 2nd in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. He has a decent workout on February 27th, 49.3, breezing for 4 furlongs. And then I like as my third pick, Ziggy, number 5. Finished 5th in his last race after being bumped at the start of the race. The trainer wins 26% of the maiden claiming races he has an entry in, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and the jockey in the last 7 days has won 5 out of 18 races, finishing the money 8 out of 18. And then I like number 1, Manicu
Bobby.
Manicu Bobby, yes. Rail Post is winning at the 18% clip. He may improve while returning to dirt. He drops in class today, and going to a sprint should help.
All righty. So 4 of the 5 experienced horses in here ran their best near the front. So I have to expect that they're going to get on the gas in here in a spot or 2 where front runners. You have here You have a couple of front runners, a couple of chasers. The others with a resume is a closer. So of the 5 that have some experience, 2 up front, 2 chase, 1 that likes to close. And then you got the first-time starters, 1 first-time starter. Again, I think you're going to see speed hold here. I wish I would make my notes a little bit more clear when I write them, but sometimes I'm tired at night when I'm writing my notes. Number 3, the Skipster. Skippy. We used to be a guy I worked with by the name. We would call him Skippy because, just to get on his nerves, he hated it. But anyway, I think this horse is probably going to be the co-pilot, but has better late numbers than the other E-type in the field. El Guapo is the other E-type. So the 3 Skippy has more late pace than El Guapo. If he can run but if El Guapo gets to the front and can run an opening half around 46.5 seconds, I don't know if El Guapo will be catchable. Ziggy did play guitar good, Terry, if you know what that reference is to.
Yeah.
And he ran okay at Gulfstream Park. So I'm going to give him that Gulfstream bump. And I feel like he'll be fit, firm, and ready to go with 12 furlongs of decent works since his last race. And then finally, number 2, Furious Finnegan. First-time starter. It was a tough call over the 1, but the work on October the 19th suggests he could be live. So it's a gelded 5-year-old. So a 5 years old to make your debut, that's a little on the old side. And from what I read, gelded 5-year-olds, for whatever reason, sometimes it just really takes off at 5 years old. So maybe somebody who's around horses more than I am can explain to me why 5 years old is that magic year for geldings, but it just seems to have that. Maybe it's just one of those things. It's just a weird anomaly.
Well, I knew 5-year-old horses are, that's when they're fully matured.
So maybe that's why, So maybe that's why it has an impact at 5 when it's finally met its maximum. Race number 3 is another 7 furlong affair, maiden claiming 10,000. Maybe this is why I always have a hard time at this track, because it's maiden claiming and you got some low-level races here. You got horses that experience, there's horses that don't have experience, horses that have run on that sandy track, horses that haven't run on that sandy track. But just to recap real quick of that profile of a winner for 7 furlongs, 96 races, 59 of which were won by speed horses, 27 going wire to wire, a little bit of a rail edge, and everything else plays the same. What do you say here, Terry?
Okay, I like number 7, Take My Shot. Came in from Gulfstream and finished second in the first race at Tampa Bay. And he's down at Tampa Bay Downs at today's distance. So my second choice is Poseidon's Myth. Number 6, he finished third versus similar in his last race, received the highest last speed rating. And then number 3, Giovanni's Promise, finished third versus similar in last race. His dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And number 2, Plunk, first-time starter. His dams had 7 winners out of 9 starters and 2 stakes winners.
Well, I wrote down, looking at race number 3, this is one of those races that somebody has to win. It's going to be by default, right? 3 of the 8 in this field have combined 26 races, and they've got zeros. They haven't got a first, a second, or a third between them. And that add in another one that could be the favorite, actually, and you have 1 second in 33 starts. That's 4 out of 7 that have run 33 times with 1 second. Wow. Like I said, Terry, there's going to be a winner in this race by default. So looking at the pace, there's 1 horse in here that can lead or stalk, Terry, 2 that can press, and the rest are usually way back. The few that can close, along with the first-time starter, hell with it. I'm going to start with the first-time starter, Terry, 2 Plunk. I don't really think there's a lot to beat in here, so what the hell? And Sammy Camacho is one of the top jockeys down there at Tampa Bay. Especially in this group. This is a $42,000 horse, which is the most expensive horse by a wide margin. Has some okay works at Gulfstream Park, and as you mentioned, the damn Burtis winners. So we're going to take a shot with Plunk, and if not with take a shot with Plunk, we're going to take a shot with Take My Shot. I think this one will probably be the post-time favorite, and it is the most logical pick. It's dropped from a $16,000 maiden claiming, was second in its Tampa Bay debut after running a Gulfstream. And in that Tampa Bay debut, showed some little bit more giddy up and go in the 2 and 4 furlong numbers. Number 6, Poseidon's Myth, major improvement at the back half of the race last time out, which ended up creating the top last race speed figure. You have a jockey, Adamar Santos, is the other jockey in here that wins at above, I think all the other jockeys win about 5-6%. And Sammy Camacho and Santos hit it around 19%. So if it's a jockey's race, those two will come 1-2. And number 8, Ramarin. Might as well add a price in this crazy race. The horse has run 15 times, Terry, and he has as many wins, places, and shows as you and I do on the track, and that amounts to 0. But I did see some across-the-board improvement in his last with by far, and I mean by far, the best internals in the first start for trainer Baltazar Galvin. So maybe Ramarin will be better in the second start for Baltazar. Be interesting to see, right? 2 plunk, right? Yeah. That's I agree with you, Jared. Let's go with the plunker right there, right? He says he loves plunk in race 3. Yeah, good. First-time starter. So we're on the same page. What the hell in that race? That's a what the hell race to me, Terry. Anything could win. So he might as well go for a price. Race 4, 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming $40,000. This one is for maidens and fillies that are 3 years old at 5.5 furlongs. When you want to know what the profile of winner looks like, as you can imagine, you got to be fast. 42 races, 31 of which were won by speed, 18 of which were won wire to wire. And it doesn't matter which color you wear. The post positions play fair, but Terry thinks one wearing the yellow number 4 is going to end up being a long shot that can come home.
Yeah, these babies, these female babies are so wide open race, and I've got a feeling we're going to have a price in here. So I went with the number 4 Bailout Kella. She ran second last August in her first 2 races in her career and has been working out weekly for this start, and they added Lasix for this race. And then number 3, Sassy Charlie, ran second versus similar in the last race and has a trainer-jockey combination who is the last 14 days have won 2 out of 8 races and has a pretty good workout on March 19th. Then I like number 1, Moon Party. She has the highest last race speed rating and a decent workout on March 25th. And then I like number 6, St. Pat's Day, who is a first-time starter. Her dams had 1 winner out of 1 starter, and she has that good jockey Pablo Morales in the irons.
Yes, Pablo, who is Paula Bacon's client, Paula being on our show not too long ago. So we always got to pull for the guests and whatever they represent. So anyway, looking at race number 4, there are way too many first-time starters in here for us to pay much attention to the race shape because you really have no idea how these virgins are going to run. Right. And this kind of race, Terry, as you know, I've said many times, you got to put the horses in buckets. The experience go in one bucket and the inexperience go in another bucket. And then typically you try to pick out of one or the other. So I'm going to kind of split it 50-50 here. Number 2, Bayou Melody has the early pace advantage over everybody, probably, or at least can be up front. Gets first-time Lasix. You know I like that. Was well bet in its debut and in being well bet in the debut. Also had the top debut speed figure, which is something I like to look at when I'm looking at horses that have a lot of experience, that are inexperienced, is how do they come out and run? Because I found a lot of times the horses that run that top early pace figure and their debut means they have some upside and some potential. And if there's any point where they improve off that number, they can make easy work. And this time, the horse did run the fastest 5 furlong time of any of the experienced horses. So if times mean anything, speed numbers mean anything, the 2 horse should be your winner. Number 6, St. Pat's Day gets the top jockey, Pablo Morales, who is 2 for 2 with trainer John Vinson, who's won 5 out of 16 with first-time starters and 3 out of 10 with maiden claiming debut horses. And he has a plus ROI in that category as well. So $154 with first-time starters and maiden claim debut. He's made a profit of 4 cents, but still profit. Looking at number 5, 2 Spot is the horse that's got the best workouts for the first-time starters. So we'll see if he can take his game or her game from the range to the course, put up 18 good holes. And then finally, number 3, Sassy Charlie, as you mentioned, Terry, that first time across the Tampa Bay track, ran very well, although I don't like the fact that at 6 furlongs in the stretch, it did give up 3 1/4 lengths. So it's going to have to be better this time around. And a couple of nice workouts since that last race suggests that Sassy Charlie might actually be a little bit better this time around, right?
That's right.
Let's see. We see Will Rogers today. So Jared's got some Will Rogers picks going on here. Always bet the Charlie horse when you see it. Yes, I guess when you have the Charlie horse and your name is Charlie, you always got to bet the Charlie horse, Terry.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you got to bet the Rich horse and the El Guapo horse when
the Terry horse
when you see them. Absolutely, 100% for sure. Race number 5 as we cruise along here, Terry. Race number 5 is a. They should be coming up pretty soon on that first race at Tampa. What, about 15 minutes?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, something like that.
Race 5 furlongs on the turf, allowing $16,000 race. 5 furlongs on the turf, not that many of them down there at Tampa Bay, just 19. 13 were won by speed, 8 of the 19, so very high percentage going wire to wire. There is a very strong rail bias. If you wear a 2 through 7, it plays pretty evenly. If you wear an 8 and out, there is a penalty. Terry, this race looks to me like one horse and everybody else. And whenever I get that one horse and everybody else feeling, I should bet everybody else and get away from the one horse because it seems to work out that way more often than not.
That's true. But I do like as a pretty major horse, number 6, XY Speed. This horse ran second versus Tougher in the last race, got the highest last speed rating, and has the highest speed figure at today's distance. He absolutely loves the turf and today's distance. Drops in class today. He has a good 3 furlong workout on March 19th. So he's marking all the boxes. Number 2, I like Savvy Layla. And let me say that, first of all, let's see, finished third versus Tougher in the last race and drops in class today. And then number 3, Fox Rocks. Ran second versus Tougher in last race, has the highest winning percentage jockey Pablo Morales in the irons, and drops in a class today. And then number 7, Fig Jelly, finished in the money in 6 out of the last 7 races. The trainer wins 25% of the races after claiming a horse, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And he has a really good workout on March 19th.
So our friend Jared did some Will Rogers picks today. So here are his picks again today. And that's good that kind of prompted my memory for a second there, because I sometimes we just start rolling through the picks and there's other things that we have to bring up that are important as well, or might be interesting to people, right? Mm-hmm. So one of them is tonight we are going to have a young sensational jockey who's just crushing it at Will Rogers. We're going to have on Kylie Jordan tonight, Sean and I, on the Horse Center show. That will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to see Kylie and find out why she's just ripping Will Rogers apart, tune in at 8 p.m. You can make sure that you do that by subscribing while you're here on YouTube at Horse Racing Radar TV. We do appreciate that our subscription numbers continue to rise every day. We're thankful for that. And then you can also hit us up on our social media down there at Horse Race Today. Sean usually puts out a pretty interesting question every day. Today's question is, as a bettor, Terry, if there's one thing that you can change for the betterment of bettors, what would it be? Mm-hmm. For me, I would say that every track has to institute that NYRA rule, the NYRA rule, where the syndicates are close to betting 3 minutes to post, because I hate it when a horse goes in. This happened to me the other day. I had a horse at Charlestown, went into the gates at 8-5. When the gates open, it ended up at 1-5.
Yeah. For me, what I'd like to see him change, and that used to be able to do this in the old days, is on pick 4s and pick 5s. I'd like to be able to have an alternate, especially when you have a single in a race, but an alternate, because I hate it when they actually scratch my horse and then I ended up with the favorite. A lot of times I don't like the favorite. Mm-hmm. So if we could have an alternate, that would be a good thing to do. And by the way, I watched Kylie run yesterday, and she had a couple of she had 2 wins where she had big long shots. So she did I watched her ride. She really looks good.
So Felice what was it? I forget how to say it. Come on, have a good day. I know how to say it. I can't remember. I tell you, I have brain cramps sometimes to Venezuela, right? Yeah. Have a wonderful day down there in Venezuela. And then Charles over here saying, yeah, this race. And I have that same feeling that dropping in this condition is very suspicious to me too. The only thing is, if it was in for a claim, then I would really be like, all right, something's wrong with this horse. I think they're just claiming it. Maybe they just want to get some money, right? If you can't pass
It
favors,
could
I'm
be.
trying to be more patient and skip races. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we can't skip races, right? I mean, we're going to skip. In a sense, this race is almost like a skip, Terry, right? But
It is. Yeah.
Anyway, so XY Speed really should have its way with this group. I don't think it goes off. 1-5, 1-9. What do you say, Terry? Right?
Yeah, it's going to be really a lot lower than what the morning line is. So
I have Fox Rocks as my second pick. The 3-horse did run some quicker fractions last out with improved late pace numbers. Been successful at Tampa Bay Downs, 16 races with 6 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3. But the one I feel like maybe has a shot in here is the 7-horse Fig Jelly. I have it ranked a little bit lower because I think it's the one that's going to go out and try to tackle XY Speed. And if it can get to the lead and run decent fractions, maybe can take this field wire to wire. As a bullet work on March the 19th and cutting back in distance, I just worry it's going to get up there and get in the front or have to push really hard and maybe kind of tire late and people go by it. But if we can get some decent fractions, I know I have the 3 ranked higher, but I think the 7 probably has a better chance to win if you can make heads or tails out of that logic.
yeah,
Number 4, Hard Count. It was a tough call over to number 2 for me, but last time out, Hard Count chased some really fast fractions for her. This is the lowest level this horse has run since December. And when it ran at this level in December, it won. And any single time that the horse has run at this particular level, it has fared very well.
yep.
Let's see. $10 minimum on bets of 59 cents. Or bets are 59 cents. That's his pet peeve. That's my second pick, the 7-horse. Yeah. I like the 7-horse too here is the one that maybe can win it. I just feel like it's going to have to work really hard to get to the front and hold that lead. And I'm just worried about that tiring late. If those fractions are slow enough for that 7, I think you could take them wire to wire. All right. So, Terry, you and I both did the same thing. I'm hoping to catch a price in those first 3 races. And then maybe the 6-horse comes home with price on top of price on top of price. And then the 6-horse comes home and we actually, if it goes favorite down to that 6, you're picking a donation even on a pick 4.
Well, like yesterday, I hit that pick 4. I don't remember if you did, but the prime rib, and my bet was $90, and that darn thing only paid $19.20 or something like that. So lost 70.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Unfortunately, should have been our hot dog pick 4s instead.
Yeah, I was hoping
we would have still lost money.
That's right. I was hoping in that third leg that 2 would hold on and beat the horse that beat him, which was the favorite.
That happens sometimes. It's horse racing, right? That's why, yesterday, as you mentioned, you had some superfectas. I had some superfectas, some nice trifectas. And as we, used to mention when we talked about when we just did pick 4s, that a lot of people like exacta and trifecta betting. And if you look at the picks yesterday, you had a lot of trifectas, a lot of superfectas, and a lot of exactas and a lot of trifectas in the picks. And sometimes, we call it the race of death for a reason, Terry, when you have the pick 4s overlapping, because if you just miss one in the sequence, it kills the entire sequence.
Yeah.
It's not like they pay you for 3 out of 4.
Yeah. And don't forget, there's some nice doubles yesterday too. So I like the daily double.
So race number 6, Terry, is your Box It Up. It's a 7 furlong race. We've talked about the profile of a winner there quite a few times. You can win with your selection, but lose in your pick 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, you can win and lose money, which is kind of crazy.
True. Yeah.
So your Box It Up today, where you're going to try to make go back to back, where you put $1 exacta, 50-cent trifecta box, and 10-cent superfecta box. Terry's going to try to go back to back and putting all 4 of his picks into the money today. Terry, you like Knight of the Crown, as do I. Tell us why you like your 4.
Well, I like number 5, Knight of the Crown. He won his last race at Tampa Bay, or she won her last race at Tampa Bay Downs and got the highest last speed rating. This trainer wins 21% of the time in claiming events, and her best dirt speed, not the trainers, but the horse's best dirt speed is fastest month to 8 starters. Then I like number 6, my second choice, Melina's Dream. Has done well at Tampa Bay and switches to a high percentage jockey. And then number 2, It's Over. I hope not. Finished in the money in 3 out of 4 races at Tampa Bay Downs and finished second in her last race. And number 1 Style has the rail post is winning at 16%. It's 18% clip, and she may improve while return to the dirt. I hope she has Style as her trainer. Has done really well in the last 14 days, winning 4 out of 5 races.
Mm-hmm. All right, Terry. So let's take a look at my picks for race number 6. It's actually my best bet of the day in race number 6. And you're actually going to get some pretty decent odds on this one. I think it's like 6-1 morning line. I don't know if it'll work out this way, but I feel like looking at the race shape here that this could be a little on the slow side. There's really not a traditional pace setter in this group. You know, you have a 1 horse that likes to pressure, 2 that like to stalk and go, and 4 closers, or in that closer group are the ones that are never close types. I feel like if you can get to the lead, you might not get past in this race. I'm usually not a fan, as we've talked millions of times, about horses coming out of the maiden claiming race and then stepping up in their next spot, unless they have the top last race speed figure, which this horse does. And what I like about it even more is there's a bullet workout followed by a maintenance workout since that last race. So I'm hoping Knight of the Crown is the exception to that don't take the maiden into the next race rule. And I hope it's the exception at a nice price. Number 2, It's Over. Small drop after getting better in the early half of the race last time out with faster fractions, despite the race being a half furlong longer. And this horse has the top early pace numbers, so it might be out on the lead. Number 6, Molina's Dream. Sammy Camacho gets off the 3 horse, Mormucho, to ride this horse. Now, he rode Mormucho in every single one of Mormucho's starts, and he only rode Molina's Dream once before. So that tells me Sammy's making his pick here, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a big tell from Sammy. And last time out across the board, Molina's Dream improved from the beginning to the middle to the end of the race. And then finally, the horse Sammy gets off of Mormucho, has 4 consecutive speed figure increases, does get a small weight break, I think, with our friend Skylar on board here today. The horse is a nose away from winning 2 in a row and did show a little bit of improvement for the first half mile in its last start. Race number 7, Terry, is your best bet. Have we had this before? A best bet versus long shot battle?
I think we did one other time. And I think
we've had long shot versus long shot, best bet versus best bet. I don't know if we've ever had long shot versus best bet before.
Maybe not. I thought I did. I thought we did. And I thought I beat you. So.
Yeah, that's what you always think, but you're usually wrong. All right, so race number 7, 1 mile and a 16th on the turf, Terry. They've not run, well, they've actually run a lot of these races at 1 mile and a 16th on the turf, 77 of them. 52 of them were won from off the pace, so the track flips once you probably get about a mile or more. 9 of which went wire to wire. There is a rail bias at 2 and 3 plus 8 and outperform 4 through 7. Tell us why Sandy Lane Kitten, Terry, is going to be your best bet that takes this race home.
Well, I like him because he ran second in his last race, and the rail post is winning an 18% clip. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The trainer in the last 14 days, as I said before, has won 4 out of 5, so he's on fire. Then I like number 2, De Craziness. Won his last 2 races in a row, has the highest last speed rating, and switches to a high percentage jockey. And I like the long shot, number 9, Van. Finished second in the last 3 races in a row, so he's been knocking at the door. He has a good 4 furlong workout, 101.2, third best out of 30, and then another long shot, number 6, El Samrio. Anyway, finished third versus similar on the dirt in the last race, and he won 2 races prior to that race.
All right, Terry. So in race number 7, the battle of best bet versus long shot, you have 2 speed horses in here, both that have won their races with 1s across the past performance lines. There are 2 more that chase the front group, and the rest like to stay off the pace and close. I feel like the danger here is the 2 E-types burn themselves out at a distance and surface that doesn't favor speed. So if they go out a little bit too quickly, that could damage the hopes of some of the horses that like to be up in the front. I'm going to take a little bit of a flyer here with number 6, El Samuru. The horse has the best late pace numbers at a distance and surface that favors horses that come off the pace. And those late pace numbers are a long way away from anybody else's. This is only going to be the horse's second try on grass. The last time out, it didn't hit the board. But if you look at the off dirt record, which a lot of times is an indicator of a horse's potential or maybe their possibility of liking grass, number 6, El Samuro, has ridden on the off track 3 times, 2 wins and a third. I'm going to look at those numbers and say that this horse should be okay on the turf. And with those late pace numbers, especially if they go up fast up front, he's going to run by them all late. D-Craziness is 3/4 of a length from winning 5 of its last 6 races. It has some early race regression in its last race, but showed some late pace improvements. So just maybe it had an easy race last time out and had to use a little bit more effort at the end to get the W. Gets an upgrade to Sammy Camacho, who has ridden D-Craziness 1 time, 2 times, finished in the winner's circle 1 time, 2 times. Your best bet, Sandy Lane Kitten, probably rides shotgun all the way around the track before trying to make his move late. The jockey trainer combination of Adamar Santos and Juan Arriaganda have won 3 out of 4 races together and in the money 100%. I'm just a little worried about the speed horse taking this horse out and making it run a little bit too fast in this spot. And then finally, number 7, Obi-Wan, was a tough call over number 5, Outrageous Bet for me. But if you look at the internals on Obi-Wan's last race, it chased some crazy fractions. I think a mile and a 16th, the opening quarter in 21, like if they're running 5 furlongs, and still had enough for some late pace improvement last time. He's not going to see those kind of fractions here today. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Obi-Wan be nice and fit off of that last race, Terry.
All right.
Let's see. 5 dropped from 9-2 to 10-1. 5 in the first at Tampa, 6-1 now. So there you go. Maybe everybody's paying attention to Charles' picks today.
Could be.
Race number 8 is the Box It Up for Richard. And race number 8 is a 6 furlong race, the first 6 furlong race of the day. And the 6 furlongs, 110 races, 75 won by speed, 36 going wire to wire. There is an inside 3 post bias. And if you catch a 4 or out, it is very fair in terms of the win rates. And let's go ahead and pull up my Box It Up for today, Terry. See if I can go back to back with triple-digit trifectas today, Terry. That's always the goal, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, so my Box It Up. Race number 8. I'm going to start off with number 4. Our Love on the Run. I think this horse has an opportunity to be the pace setter and is making the first start off the claim and dropping for trainer Gerald Bennett. When Mr. Bennett claims a horse and then drops it, he wins that race 23% of the time. You compare that to 15% on the overall basis, and Mr. Bennett is creating some alpha on the drop off the claim. Number 8, Gone Dreaming. This horse is walking up the position performance ladder. So in other words, 2 races back, maybe the horse was 3rd at the half-mile marker, and in the last race it was 1st at the half-mile marker. So you see the horse is getting closer and closer and closer to the front in each progressive race, and it did make a nice mid-move improvement last time out. And on 6 furlong races, pay attention to that furlong pace number because that's the number through the turn. And a lot of old timers will tell you, pay attention to the turn. Number 10, Bahama Pearl, was way better. Its race was way better than it looks on the paper. The horse ran faster fractions despite going 1.5 furlongs longer. I think the cutback in distance today is really going to help Bahama Pearl. And then finally, number 9, Don't Lose That Number. This horse should really be one that I say it's my name because the song says, Ricky, don't lose that number. And when I was a little kid, everybody used to call me Ricky, and I hated it. Anyway, does have the top last race speed figure in a blowout maiden win. And that was the 10th try for that horse. The horse showed some crazy good late pace improvement last time out. If it can run the same sort of race, it can have the same result. I'm just worried about that maiden claiming race coming off of a bounce with that Don't Lose the Number, Terry.
Yep. Well, that 5 won that first race. He actually dropped from 6-1 to 7-2 just as the gate opened, and it looked like the 3 was going to go by him, but kind of 5 came back and caught the 3. So,
well, I had it.
yeah, nice handicapping by Jared, and
I think that was Charles there.
Charles, was
yeah.
it Charles too?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I think both of them picked it, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. That handicapping, guys. Hey, there you go, Charles. You're, like I said, Tampa's always been one for me. That's been a challenge. So I'm glad you came in with that 5 horse, and I'm glad that I had the what do you have to say, Terry? When you don't have the ego to, I go ahead. Hey, you got it. You like it. You convinced me, man. You sold me,
That's right.
brother.
Yeah.
So I'm in with a winner.
Yes, you are.
All right. So Terry, how do you like race number 9 or 8?
Okay. Number 8. I like number 8. I like number 9. Don't lose that number. It's my first pick. He came in from Monmouth and won her last race at Tampa Bay Downs by 11 lengths and received the highest last speed rating. Then I like number 4, Our Love on the Run. She should improve while returning to the dirt. The trainer wins 22% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 8 is my third pick, number 8, Gone Dreaming. She ran second versus similar last race, and the trainer-jockey combination the last 14 days has won 2 out of 8. And number 7 is my third pick, Queen Tiger, drops in class today, and the trainer wins 23% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes. So,
all right, and that brings us to the close of the show at Tampa Bay Downs. Yeah, I do. Great call, Charles. We thank you for that, man. That's why I've said so many times, this is a community. We're all here to help each other find some winners. And Charles was damn convinced that, you know what, we should have known right away, Terry. When I don't know how I missed this, Terry. Charles comes out with the 5 in the first race, and what hat do you have on?
The number 5.
Aye.
Yeah.
Silly Richard. All right, anyway, race number 9, the last race of the day. 1 mile on the turf, claiming $16,000 for fillies and mares, 4 years old and up. This is a new distance for us today. 1 mile on the turf. They've run 104 races. 60 of those 104 were won by horses that like to come off the pace, but 17 did manage to go wire to wire. So it's still a pretty good number, about 16%. You do get a rail penalty, but not too big of a penalty. It's not a deal killer, hopefully. You see why. But 2 and out, they all play fairly fair. So you're going to start out with Morgan's ZVA.
That's right. He ran 6th after getting a very wide trip during the race, but with a cleaner trip should do better. The trainer wins 23% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to the race again. And then I like number 6, Hoity Toity. She likes the track and the distance. She should improve at the shorter distance, and she has the high speed figure at today's distance. And then number 2, Magic Girl. She might do some of her magic that she won in her last race at Tampa Bay Downs, and she has a good trainer and jockey. Number 4, Luna Queen, won her last race at Tampa Bay Downs and has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days have been perfect. 2 for 2.
All right, so here we go. The last race of the day for me. I'm going to try to break 2 trends here, Terry. The rail gets a little bit of a penalty and speed doesn't work, but proper manners, since Jared's talking about UK horses, what more can you say about UK than proper manners, right? They're supposed to be the most mannered people in the world.
Yeah,
I've been I was in Heathrow one time and I didn't see that to be true. But anyway, no offense. Proper Manners has 2 wins in 3 races at Tampa Bay Downs. This horse is stretching out for the first time. So I'm hoping to see this horse it's usually on close to the lead on short races to get off by itself because in this race, there's not a real front runner in here. The majority of the race, the horses, even with the scratches, prefer to be mid-pack or back. There are 3 in here that like to chase the leader, and that pack, I think, will likely produce the pace starter, which I think is going to be the 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see slow to moderate fractions in this race and the possibility of a wire-to-wire winner. So that's why I did go with the 1. Number 6, Hoity Toity had significant early pace improvement in her last versus some of the fastest fractions she's ever faced. The variance on that race for 2 furlongs were plus 11 and plus 18 at 4 furlongs. There's no way on the planet she's going to see that pace here. Now they're going to go out super fast and make an ass out of me. But anyway, number 5, Morgan's VA, missed as the public's choice last time out. Trainer Ron Potts does rebound at 23% the next time around the track with a beaten favorite versus his overall win rate of 11%. And then we're going to close the show, Terry, with number 3, Sensible Myth. Does have the top last pace figures in this field where late pace does work. If you're just looking at the numbers, you might not see that the horse, the rider lost his irons in the last race, so you got to toss that one out. And if it has the late pace figures, maybe you can come in there for a price to close out the superfecta, exacta, or trifecta.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Where are we going in race 2? So everyone wants to know Charles' picks for race 2. He likes the 4-5 in race number 2. El Guapo, yes, he likes the handsome guy for sure.
Yep.
Every girl's crazy about a well-dressed, handsome guy. Prime Rib pick 4, Terry, looks a little like this. Race number 6. You're going to go 4, 5, 3, and 3. For me, I wanted to put a 5th horse, I think, in race number 7. I wanted to put in that 5 like you did.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't take any out of race number 6 or race number 8 to get that done.
Yeah. Well, I did because I felt like the 7th was the most wide open. So.
And you stayed under budget, Terry, unlike me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I stayed under budget too.
You did too. Yeah.
All right, just a real quick pick. Here are just a real quick recap. Here are all of our picks for the day. There is our hot dog pick 4, which is coming up in race number 2.
Yep.
And then we have the prime rib pick 4 that we just went over. We have our box it ups right along here. And then, Terry, what else is there, my friend? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Well, if you like what you saw today, you should go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and then give us a thumbs up on Facebook at Race Day, the number 2. Horse Race, the number 2 day. And then also on Twitter, give us a thumbs up on Twitter and Instagram it. Horse Race 2 day.
Absolutely do that. And then here's Charles says he's got his Vienna sausage pick 4. It's a Vienna sausage dog pig. I know he meant pick 4. Right, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have Jared's got all of his picks here one more time for Tampa Bay Downs. Let's throw those up there. Jared, please get back to me on that email and let me know that you've got it and that everything is good to go for next week because Terry will be here tomorrow. Are you going to be here Saturday or no?
Yeah, I'll be here Saturday.
So we'll have Terry tomorrow and Saturday, and then he'll be out for a week. Jared to fill his spot. And then we also have Jared's Will Rogers picks right here tonight. Speaking of Will Rogers, we'll have on jockey Kylie Jordan, who's winning with price picks with favorites, just winning.
Yeah.
And if you win, do us a favor today, and in the spirit of Charles and Terry, head on over to horseracingtoday.net, hit on HRT gear to get that number 5. If you want some money on number 5, it doesn't cost much right now. And today you have 6 days left and you get 20% off on your purchase. So go ahead and fire that up, support the show, save a little bit money, and you can look good like Terry.
That's right. Look really good. I like the stuff, I wear t-shirts all the time, and these are really good quality t-shirts. So
yeah, I like them as well. They don't shrink when you wash them, which is what I like. You get those shirts at Target or other big box retailers, you get like a old concert t-shirt, like Pink Floyd t-shirt or Red Hot Chili Peppers or something, and you wash it one time, and the next thing you know, it's like those shirts the girls wear where their stomachs are showing, which, we don't need our stomachs to be showing.
That's right.
That's something you don't want to see.
No.
Anyway, so if you're going to bet today over at Turf Paradise, a little later on in the day, head on over to GuaranteedTipSheet.com and you'll see the Turf Paradise picks today are free. And race number 1, we like the 3 horse. I got good news. So hopefully we've got some good news right there today, Terry, at Turf Paradise.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right. And then I want to say thank you to Eric Verboten and Mike Watkins and Lionel TM Fook for the nice thumbs up on Facebook. And we appreciate that, liking us on Facebook. Follow us, as Terry said, on our social sites. Also, like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. The higher we go up the algorithms, the better chance we have of getting more and more folks to the show, right? And then, of course, Charles says, always bet to Charlie horse when you see it. You got to remember that. That's the advice of the day right there, right?
That's right. I agree.
And then Charles says, thanks, guys. May all of your horses run in the wind, and they're back today at Tampa Bay Downs. Let's have a great day there today, Terry. And then, as always, we hope that your hump day and your picks, no matter where you're betting, if Will Rogers, Tampa Bay Downs, any other track. Oh, one final thing. Tomorrow we will be back to do Oaklawn Park. But we're also going to talk about the race with Timothy's horse in it, race number 3 at Gulfstream Park, where Pretty Rachel is running. So that's going to be the schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we will have on John Ortiz for the Players Edge podcast, where we'll be going over the Arkansas Derby picks. And then on Friday, Foreign Fridays, Tom and I will be discussing Irish picks. Terry and I will clean up the stake schedule Saturday afternoon. All right. Now, Terry, we hope this hump day and everything that you do ends up in our good friend, and I hope you're feeling good there, buddy, our good friend Jay Marco's
winner's circle.
Absolutely. See you tomorrow for Oaklawn.